Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing. Why did I do that? Are well today. Um, uh, Childlike energy. Anyways, anyhow, anyway, let me get that because I'm stressing myself. Hello, Batista. Welcome, 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 welcome. I don't know what that was. Just hilarious because I feel like doing an affirmation reading today, especially after the energy I just had. So it's good to kind of feel that lighthearted kind of playfulness going on here for sure. Quick announcements. I am doing either live readings today or tomorrow on Instagram um, for whoever's there for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And yeah, also like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way I can continuously thrive and grow and shift other people's lives as well. Anywho, anyhow, anyway. We're going to go ahead and get straight into this energy here for you guys and see what affirmation we had and then just kind of pull out the affirmation for reading. Yeah? Get our cards nice and shuffled. Yeah, I'm definitely putting on a lot of childlike energy for you guys for sure because even like before I started, I was standing up, it didn't feel like this, but as soon as I started like channeling, it was like boop, boop, boop. Playing with the goddamn laser, like I know better than that. But, so definitely feels very childlike, very giddy, just very playful, energy, fun energy, just very light-hearted, innocent energy happening here for you guys. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for the collective today. Whenever you're watching this, whenever you're seeing this, regards to an affirmation for you guys. Oh, that felt nice. Okay. Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and read these affirmations. I'm gonna read them once, but they will, of course, be in the description below. So that way you can either read along or just keep it or copy and paste or put in your notes so you can read it later, so forth and so have you. But we got a few cards. We have one called Healthy, one that is Boundaries, and one that is Beauty. Now, Beauty came out last. Boundaries flipped over first inside of the deck, and then I had to pull it out. And then Healthy, I feel like just kind of getting one more card. Healthy and Beauty were on top of the deck as well. And so I felt like with these boundaries, I keep hearing healthy boundaries, healthy boundaries, healthy boundaries. And I'm hearing healthy boundaries bring beauty. Spirit is hilarious. Like, ha ha ha. Very childlike, fun energy. And even children have boundaries, I'm one of those people, like, if a child don't want to hug you, give you a handshake or smile at a picture, they don't have to. Allow them to have their own bodily autonomy and voice and be able to do that. And they also have their own boundaries, like, hey, I don't like when you do that. I don't like that. Or, they're very vocal about it. And adults sometimes will be shot like, you don't have to say like, sure, they can say it different, but you're going to respect it. So, very much re-implementing these boundaries, especially to protect your inner child, to heal your inner child, to love them, to allow them to have that voice, to be very vocal and speak up as well. And I'm feeling that very strong because it's like when a kid is like, I used to be around kids. I'm like, I don't like loud noise. So they would have to go into separate energy. They didn't want to stop the other kids from being loud. And these were young kids. Like, I just don't like loud noise. And it's not necessarily a boundary, but it's like, even when they would come in there, it's like, hey, this is this quiet space for us. So it's kind of like that balance of like knowing where to place your energy and being okay with placing your energy there. Because kids don't care. They'll eat sand one moment and then ask for candy out of a stranger's purse. So it's that energy. And then you have to teach them, like, hey, like, we don't do that, we don't do that. So also learning boundaries if you need to as well. That is very much a strong point for that. And with the healthy and the beauty coming in here, I feel like it's a way to do it not only in a healthy way for your body and the upkeep of it, but to show you that there's power and beauty and radiance in who you are. And allowing that to be protected, allowing that to be seen, allowing that to be recognized, and being able to hold that in there, right? So, yeah, yeah. Definitely, most definitely. I'm hearing, don't throw sand in my hair. Don't throw sand in my hair. Okay? So, the first one that we have, we're going to read is boundaries. Okay? Healthy boundaries keep my energy safe and allow me to live as my truest self. I deserve people in my life who love me and care about my limits and comforts. So those who respect my boundaries will receive my time. Okay? Will receive my time. And boundaries are things that you implement where you are like, okay, this is something that I don't allow. Like oh, thank you, Spirit. Just a simple example that everybody gets. It's like, I don't allow shoes in my house. Like, that's just essentially like something I put up where it's like, I don't, it's not necessarily a boundary, but it's kind of the easiest example I can think of. Don't let shoes in my house. Somebody walks in with the shoes, they tracking dirt everywhere all around, this and that. And just like, oh, I was only running in. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're only running in. These are boundaries that I've implemented for a reason so that within long standing, now you're not invited in my house anymore. you know. So it's, yeah, you can leave your shoes on, but you won't be welcome in my house. You can still do you, but I'm still need to respect and do me. You know, it's like I don't tolerate cheating. You cheat on me, we're done. You can go ahead and do what you do, keep cheating, keep doing, but I can't control you. I can do that. Or it's a boundary would be um, because again, it's not controlling the other person saying you can't have these friends, you can't have Instagram, you can't do that because of your own insecurities that you possibly deal with. It's building up something like, hey, if we do this, this is how I'm going to move, how I'm going to shift. So that way I'm not controlling you or leading you, but so that way you also know, right? And also look up the definition of what boundaries are. Let's go ahead and do that together. Okay, Spirit is having me do this, so we're going to do it. Okay. A line that marks the limit of an area, a dividing line. That's a boundary, right? Mm. Says boundaries are the limits individuals set to define what behaviors are acceptable and unacceptable, right? So these limits help maintain personal well-being, protect one's sense of self, and foster healthy relationships and establishing clear expectations. Boundaries can be physical, emotional, or mental, and they dictate how individuals interact with others. Okay? Mm-hmm. Right? There we go. Perfect. Boundary. Example, do not touch me. That's a boundary with my body. This and that. You lie to me, you cheat to me, you're gone. That's a boundary that I have that's emotional, that's physical. So, yeah. So that's boundary. Spirit really wanted me to work on that one. And again, that was the first card that came out, but it flipped over and it was still inside of the deck and it had other cards on top of it. So it's really letting me know that you may struggle with boundaries, understanding what they are, enforcing them, creating them, possibly even respecting other people's boundaries in that sense, because you feel like it's a conflicting of yours or your own. And that again, you want to take a look at yourself because boundaries are I statements. I don't want this, so I don't want that. I can't control you. So boundaries are something that you definitely are working on, because with the other cards being on top of letting me know like you feel like other things may be more important, or you're trying to fit in society, or I say affirmation birth. Yeah, where you're like, no, necessarily, no, that's okay. We're giving leeway. It's something where you really need your boundaries there, present on the forefront. Okay. Next affirmation that we are reading is healthy. Physical health looks different for everyone. Therefore, I will listen to my body and do what is best for it. What works for me may not work for others, and that is okay. Okay. I remember my friends was like, "You should go to the gym, da 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 da," and I was like, "I don't like going to the gym. That's just not something for me." But I will dance. Ask anybody that has lived me or knows me. I will dance for hours, hours. Haven't done it in like probably like 2 days, honestly, because the last time I wore heels and it kind of really got me. My legs is tired. I was dancing the heels. I've been doing that a lot lately. But that is how physical looks to me. I don't need to go to the gym to be healthy physically, but I can do that in my home. Some people take walks and they can walk longer than I can. And I'll be walking hours away. Okay. So it's things that again that is healthy, again with those boundaries, like this is the boundary for me, but it may not be for someone else. This is what health looks like for me, and it may not be that for someone else, right? That's just how it is. And that's just how it works. So listen to your body. Listen to it. It's like, oh, you should try this, you should drink. Like that upsets my stomach. But it works. But it works. It does not work for me. It does not work for me. Some people like, I eat, once in the morning and maybe at night and snacks in between. Other people are like, I gotta have 6 meals throughout the day with snacks in between. Other people are like, I gotta do this or I eat when I'm hungry. Or some people are like, I gotta eat at this time and at this time. Whatever works for you, you have to listen to your body and what that means for it. Because what may work for others will not work for you. Okay? We have beauty as the last affirmation. Then we're going to go ahead and pull some cards. This is not going to be a long reading, even though it's kind of running long. But yes, we have beauty. Seeking approval or gazes from others is not important. I seek to define myself in full, and not just by my appearance. My beauty is most prominent when I'm living a carefree and happy life, unconcerned with others' approvals. It keeps bringing back what that means for you. These boundaries are for you and not for other people. Your healthy life, your physical body is for you, not for other people. How you look and feel about yourself should be based off of how you are. It's not for other people. You're not getting dressed in the morning and hoping that, you might see this person or this might happen, or hopefully you get a compliment. It's like, I want to look in the mirror, or if I'm passing the glass while I'm walking, I want to stop and look at myself like, damn, I look good. I feel good. I know I'm good. It's like I'm seeing it keeps coming back to this childlike inner child energy. So a lot of inner child healing could be happening at this moment for you right now as well. Sending love, confidence, and fun, because it is one good thing for the inner child. It's just, yes, let's get it. Um, this fun, like allowing a kid to pick out his clothes is like, okay, okay, all right. It can feel like that. But when you're somebody that is accepting, loving, is like, you put on your own clothes, you put this together, it's like, yep, and I'm wearing this because of this. It's like, yes. And now we have adults that are able to wear whatever they feel and want. And so it even goes past fashion. Being comfortable with your face. I essentially kind of grew into my nose. Like my nose felt like when I was younger, at least it felt like it took up a lot of my face. I feel like I grew into my nose, but I also look at pictures and I'm like, my face also hasn't changed, and I'm like, maybe I have become more accepting of my nose, of my features in my face, and not comparing it to other people that I feel like are more physically attractive than me. So again, it's what does it mean for me to be beautiful in this body? Because this is the only one I'm going to get. Even if you decide to get work done, because it's always going to be up to you, boo. Always going to be up to you. Okay? Let a motherfucker judge. Let a motherfucker hate. Let them do what they're going to do. Because guess what? This is the body that I'm in 24/7, 365. Until I'm literally on a goddamn morgue table getting cut open and sewn back together with sawdust. Right? Still gonna be me. People are coming to my funeral to see me, my wedding to see me, whatever it is. So again, it's recognizing what is implemented in your life, listening to your body, your mind, your thoughts, and understanding what that means. And that also allows you to enforce boundaries that work for you and not just because you heard them or because other people like, if you do this, they'll do this. And maybe it doesn't work. It does not work. You know, I had to set a boundary when I was getting out of my people pleasing, still working on that. First, I'll set a boundary. First I'll okay, now I'm getting more comfortable with saying no, but they do it. They ask me more than once, like, are you sure? Or I don't know, or trying to convince me. I'm like, all right, fine. Then I had to enforce a boundary of once I say no and they keep asking me, no matter if it's to go somewhere, if I want something, if I'm sure about something, I'm just going to not say anything. Because that no is the shield. That no is the deflection. If you're not hearing me when I say that, then you won't hear me at all. That's a boundary I have to set up, because if I would have been like, no, because of this, I'm not explaining my no to you. I said no. I said no. And I always say, and I have to get comfortable with saying, and that was my affirmation as well, accept my no just as much as you would accept my yes. Right? So really taking in, and again, those healthy boundaries, not just for your body and taking care of and listening to it, yes, but also for your boundaries that are necessary and needed. We're going to go ahead and get some quick cards for you here for your healthy. Recognize this is all about you. This whole reading is literally about you, your beauty for yourself, how you feel you look in your radiance, the boundaries that you have for yourself, your physical health, all you. Really, this is like saying and screaming, time to take care of you, time to think about you, time to start putting you first, time to start putting you somewhere, period. You feel me? So recognize where your beauty lies, or your energy lies, or your power lies, or your strength lies, and set boundaries to that. Set boundaries. Okay. What do you have for the collective in regards to them, the boundaries, their health, how they look at themselves? Oh, transformation. Yeah. It's time for you to transform into that butterfly. Time for you to grow, time for you to shift, time for you to change. It's that recognition. I'm seeing Monster House reviews like, I'm too old to, we're too old, but he kept mentioning other people. We don't want to be seen this way. We don't want to be this at the table, this and that. And then towards the end, after he went through all that stuff, he was like, I like being a kid. Again, that childlike energy. Let's go fucking trick-or-treating. So they say something. So that we just went. So it's recognizing I also I recognize me and what I deserve and what I worth. Sometimes that transformation is going back to old ideas that you thought that you would never do or experience or have. There's somebody that I follow on Instagram, and they dress so colorful, like different garbs and like the tutus. They just really like childlike. And she's like, I'm doing this for my inner child, and it makes me so happy. And it makes kids happy, and it makes adults just like, or pull up to me. But yes, like, this is what I want to wear, and recognizing that. We have the death card here. You are really getting rid of those old ideas, those old frameworks, things being like, you know what? No. It's like, I'm gonna let you know what's healthy for me. I'm gonna let you know what works for me. I'm gonna let you know because I see myself as beautiful. I see myself as radiant, as wise, as powerful, as fun, as funny, as caring, you know? Full moon energy coming in here. Yeah. This is the end. You're really at an end here. You are really at an end. So I feel like you are definitely going ahead and doing a lot of inner child work. You have been doing it. I feel like you are starting, you're doing a lot of work here. And it is so magical. And even more than magical, it is real. It's your truth. It's you being honest. It's you being open. It's really you sitting under the light and being like, what does this look like for me? What does this feel like for me? And I'm just seeing somebody, what I like to do is just kind of But I'm seeing somebody, I'll do you guys, I'm seeing somebody just kind of staring at themselves before they go out, just looking in the mirror. Not fidgeting over their clothes anymore. Not zoning in on parts of their body where they're just like, I'm trying to hide. It's really looking at yourself like, wow. Seeing your in and your out. Recognizing, like, I told my mom not to talk to me like that yesterday. And she was just like, I'm your child. And she started going off. And I just have to say, hey, I'm removing myself. I'm proud of myself for that. I was in the store and I seen those colorful socks, and I may be 50 or whatever. When I put them on, and man, I feel good. It's really just staring at yourself before you go out and seeing all of you. I could cry with this energy. It's so beautiful. And recognizing that. But something that I like to do in Spirit is having me say is sometimes I like to sit in front of a mirror, stand, and I'll grab a feather and I'll just rub parts of my body that I'm struggling with. And it's just like an extra gentleness. Or I'll just flow all parts of my body and just say loving affirmations, about myself, for myself, to myself. Yeah. We got gratitude coming in here. Yes. I feel like you, especially with them being right on top of the death card, you are more grateful for the things that you have realized that do and don't work for you, and really pushing that into terms. Yeah, meditate fell right on top of the full moon. Again, revelations, resolutions, endings, and being more centered with that. You are so much more centered and are getting more centered or about to get more centered. It's in that energy of like, yeah, yeah. I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for what I learned. I'm grateful for what I've possibly been through, because it got me to this point where I don't take shit from nobody. I don't let nobody say nothing about me. You ever have somebody say it's the coming like, oh, you wearing that? Oh, wow. I didn't think anybody could pull that off. And I can. And I will. So really taking that in. Ooh, what did I say? Some people going to always try to say something, but we got jealousy, but that's because you're affluence. When you're you, that's affluence. It's not trying to intentionally influence somebody. It's you just influencing them with your energy. That's an affluence. It's like I'm being me and I inspire somebody else to be them. I'm being here, and also I feel like this jealousy is also a little bit of you as well. Because it's right on top of the gratitude and the death. It's not just your energy, but it was also a reflection of the energy that you were around. They kind of have this competition, maybe jealousy energy, envious energy, like they look like this, they do this, they move, they work out, they waking up at this time, they can say no, they can say yes, they getting, whatever it is. And it kind of led to the little bit of jealousy, but then it also, shame. But it also had other people around you with that same energy as well. So the more that you started being grateful for how you look, how you feel, your emotions, leaving space for that, and allowing yourself to not bully your inner child, essentially, into submission of other people, it allows you that true affluence, which is literally right on top of transformation and full moon. Because you're like, I was kind of feeling a little jealousy. I was comparing myself a little bit too, and that was the thief of my joy a little bit. So taking that in, not only was a little bit evilizing, but you were saying a little bit, but you're changing and moving and shifting and allowing that to be the end, the death of it, right? Any final cards? Yeah, we got relief coming in here. Like I said, an inner child, sometimes inner child healing can be fun, tapping into that fun part. And I feel like that's where you guys are currently, is at this fun part. And that's right on top of the meditate and the full moon. So yeah, you guys, I don't feel any more, and that card flew out right on top of my other cards. And this card, baby, when you start putting yourself first in your life, or even start putting yourself in your life, it allows Spirit, the universe, to like, oh, this is who we bless, and this is who we love, and this is who we're taking care of, because they recognize you as you recognize yourself. Okay. The card that fell is lucky, and it was upright. You're tapping into your lucky era. You're getting a lot more lucky energy. I always like to say my blessings are lucky. People always be like, luck is by chance, luck is by chance, luck is by chance. What is people always say, but they also say beginner's luck. They also say luck is when you see that opportunity and like, yeah, you see a gateway. What is that? Success is where preparation meets opportunity. I also feel like that's luck too, a little bit, just a tinge. We got spiritual cleansing coming in here with shift. Yeah, you've been doing that inner work to shift your life, to change your life around, to really work through it, to process it, to recognize your own beauty, your own grace, and not compare others, not demean others or get in others, not to control others. Not It's really that, and that is leading you to feeling more lucky in life, more abundant and blessed. And that's right on top of death and transformation, which lets me know that no matter if you're at the end of a cycle or beginning of a cycle, it is always there to bless you. Okay, and be present. So that has been your reading, my darlings, your affirmation reading. This is so powerful and amazing. And until next time.